It's J Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy True Goodry live and direct.
Smokey Dollar, thank you so much for coming to sit down with me today. Joseph Bills tonight, yo.
Max out. I appreciate you, bro. What an intro, man.
You know? A hand for Kid K. Comedian left Killer Sire. How you doing, sir?
Hey,
That's my man, yo, Fela. Am I saying your name right, bro? Am I saying your name right? I always like to make sure. Terrell. See, give it up for Mikey Moscato. That dude, the guy, ladies and gentlemen. Quality the dude. The sugar. Mr. Network. Let's start with MRTK. Zona.
Good evening, this is Swerve 360.
Now, this is Swerve 36. Old Granddad, Big Butch the Lesbian, Walter Cronwright, Dan Rather, Smoke Weed, Dirty Harry, Lee X the Theater. That's me. And that's what we do here. All right, here we are. That was one of the most entertaining talks I've had here at the Mission. We got Mr. J CLASSIK coming on into the show. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause. Mr. J CLASSIK.
Yeah.
Right here on the Mission. That's right. Here we go. All right, thank you for coming in, sir.
Swerve.
Hey, here we are.
It's a
I know it's been a minute. Patience pays off.
Patience is a virtue.
Dealing with old people can be problematic sometimes. I
yeah.
appreciate you and your patience. I've just recently been playing your record, which is incredible.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
We start there. I didn't even really know. We can get to the whole situation and break it all down, but I never really know who's R&B, who's hip hop. And nobody, it's not usually clear to me, but I got the record and man, I was just blown away.
Yeah, man.
It's
Thank
just
you.
a classic R&B sounding record, man.
Yeah, that's what I want to bring back. It's like the classic R&B, the 90s,
Right.
early 2000s.
Right. Which,
good music.
I grew up through it. That was what I fell in love with. Back when I was a simp, that's what I used to,
Yeah.
listen to it and sing as girls were rejecting me left and right, man, that classic R&B sound, which, is really heartfelt to me. Really, when you talk about 90s, whether it's Guy, New Edition, or you move up and later on to other acts, I just love classic sounding hip R&B. R&B, I must admit, over the last 10 or 15 years has kind of lost a lot.
It has.
For me.
It has.
Do you feel that way too as an actual R&B artist?
Absolutely. I mean, because you like you said, you went from the decades where you had the New Editions, Blackstreet, Next, Tevin Campbell, those guys, and then coming more mid 2010, you have the Chris Browns.
Who's responsible for making R&B crazy? And when I say crazy, a lot of R&B records, I don't even though they don't have cusses in them, I don't even feel comfortable playing them at weddings or family events because the content is so raunchy, even if they don't use curse words.
Yeah.
And I'm an older guy, so I feel bad when young kids are exposed to I don't want to be the one to expose them, put it that way.
Yeah.
So where did R&B go left with all that? When did it happen? Where did we go wrong?
I mean, you can pinpoint it anywhere, but mainly is when
Thong Song was a little raunchy.
Thongs. I mean, it was raunchy, but it was good for that for that time that time of music.
Yeah.
Cisco brought he was already out there and then brought that in there. But I think it was more when I would say trap soul.
Okay.
Trap soul came out because you have Chris Brown.
It seemed like R&B guys started taking rapper opinions and applying it to the R&B music.
Yeah.
And Trey Songz can be guilty of that, but then he also bounces back with really
he
R&B
he has hella good music.
He'll jump off into that rapper shit, but he definitely jumps back into a hard R&B vibe, as does Chris Brown as well. But they're not the guys I think of when I point to that. And to be honest, I don't know who I pinpoint this problem with.
It's so many that you can. Like I said, I can't pinpoint too many because it's so much that was happening over. I'll say in the last decade, I should say, and with the rap R&B, trap R&B, it took the love out of R&B to make it more street.
It got hard. It got
street.
It
got street.
Non-caring. It's almost like R&B didn't care about women.
Exactly.
It just got weird to the people. You know, nothing clarified this more to me than watching the Isley Brothers work. You know, I'm an old man, so I really appreciated the Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
And my brother frequently says that they haven't even made a real love song since the 70s. You know, and so when you put it in perspective and listen to some of this older music, the fellas kind of came from a sweeter space. I don't know if that sounds right, but a more romantic, a more caring about women space. You know?
They had back then it was like women. You know, it was
definitely queens. Women were put on a pedestal.
Oh,
right,
definitely on a pedestal.
Women were to be worshipped. Still cheated on.
Still cheated on.
But on the way to being cheated on, treated much better before that happened, and cheated on usually with more care and respect than nowadays.
Yeah.
Who got you into where does it sounds like a dumb question. I mean, especially me. Who started your journey into music? Like where do you first remember hearing music, and then what made you want to take it serious?
Well, the first that I actually heard music, like really heard it, was my dad. He had a band back when I was growing up, and before I was born.
Okay.
And he had a band.
Father in music, that's big.
Yeah, he had a band and whatnot. He was traveling and whatnot, and then going to the studio with him one night and just hearing the sounds of the drums and the guitars and the bass with the piano, and then him behind the vocals. It was more like, I want to do that. I need to do that. And then watching band, watching like the Gap Band back in the day, the Temptations, New Edition, me growing up, the Blackstreet. It was like, I really want to do that. So what can I do? What kind of sound I can do with that? So first songs I've been singing was Blackstreet, and I had their entire album, and Usher, back then as well. So I mean, there's quite a few. I'm in love in music. I love all type of music, but it was really more my dad who really just pushed it for me.
There's a big so I guess your dad would be the intro to music and your inspiration for taking it seriously, because you saw him as a working musician.
Yeah.
Which for a lot of people who just come in under the DJ or hip hop side, sometimes it's hard to see regular people making money in music.
Yeah.
For my parents, especially, Hollywood, the music business, it was all a fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, they had no idea of how people got involved, the jobs around the business, how you actually make money without being a superstar. They just didn't have any of that knowledge. So I appreciate your dad, for one, being a great role model and then being there for you, but just to because it's so much of a head start when you see that you can make money being a musician, even if you're not Luther Vandross or Prince or And I don't know. You speak of him as was he the leader of the band?
He was lead singer of the band.
Oh, he was lead singer.
Lead singer of the band.
Keeping a band together, running the business of a band, being the front man of a band, whatever those things he did, it's all tough. It's not easy. And I've had friends that have been involved in bands, and one friend especially, Reggie, has always been a band leader, been the lead singer, and he's always made a lot of money doing it, but people don't realize that you can make good money being a musician outside of the business in itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk in the city, networks blowing up the chat and still on this vocals versus main vocals versus no main vocals. Now,
that's the campaign,
they're applying it to rappers. I think there certainly are different standards when it comes to R&B and pop music, although we all appreciate someone who can sing, as it were, as opposed to someone who just sings.
And that's big. That's big, because you have a lot of singers. Go behind a beat and sing, and then let the engineer do what they do to make it sound good. But then you have someone, you don't hear a lot of singers that just go in, tear it up, and then also do it on stage as well before the music even drops.
Right.
So that's I would say, if anything, that'll be the difference. That'll be the main vocals versus vocals in R&B. Who sings and who just sings.
Is it okay? And when you go to watch an R&B act, whether they're indie, local, or large, is it acceptable? Is it unacceptable if they're basically just singing to their own tracks?
I wouldn't say it is unacceptable. It's more so as how you present yourself on stage while doing it. Because, like I said, there's a lot of singers out there that will go in there, go on stage, and just karaoke their own music.
Right.
To where they're following the whole steps when they went in the studio, record it, and they go on stage and do the exact same thing. To where a singer, they can have their own thing on stage, but they're doing their runs.
Is it becoming a thing of the past? The singers, the people that really sing, is that becoming a thing of the past?
It's becoming a thing of the past. You don't really hear too many singers.
Keith Sweat made a lot of money.
Keith Sweat is a GOAT.
Keith Sweat is an R&B GOAT. He made a lot of money.
GOAT.
He's not necessarily the best singer in the world.
No, he's not. He's not. But
that was a big thing for us back then.
Yeah.
People, especially after you went and see him live, people realized that Keith Sweat may not be the best,
but it's what he did on stage.
Live performance. But I mean, not the best singer, but he was a great performer. And he had great songs.
Yeah, he had mad songs. I can count on my hands and not on my hands. He has just multiple albums to where it was number ones, and it was like you said, he wasn't a good singer. He could sing. No lie, he could sing. However, when he got on stage, it was a stage presence and how he presented himself on stage when he was doing his music. It was like, oh damn.
Have we forgotten that in all the hubbub over R. Kelly? How y'all doing? We'll get y'all in a little bit. Thank you. Y'all welcome to hang out. Have you, with all the hubbub over R. Kelly, have we forgotten that Keith Sweat had a song that said, "You may be young, but you're ready"?
I think they forgot.
And that was the hook.
They forgot.
And I used to sing that shit, but I was young when that shit was out, so it didn't matter. I wasn't molesting anybody. I was 16. She was 16. We were straight.
Right. And that music that came on, I was singing right to him.
I was definitely not ready. I was definitely not ready.
Right.
Everybody was more ready than me. I was new to the game. What is your process like in the studio when you're maybe before you go in that day? Everybody has different process. Some drink some wine. The R&B guys usually maybe a little different process than the rap guys. Talk about your process when you're recording?
Well, when I record, it's more so I like to. Well, if I already have the music's already sent to me. I go ahead and channel it and see what type of feel it gives. It's more so the feeling of the producer, I would say, what they felt at that time when they was making it, in which I want to try to channel that into my writing. So when I hear the music, I'm like, okay, and then sometimes I even ask if we're in the studio and we're making the music right there. It's like, what kind of feel you want to do, and we just collab on that, and it's like to try the process. The process on it is like, hey, let's make this type of feel. Let's take it back one time, and then put that in the writing and just lay it down. You don't have too many that was like, all right, I'm just write it, have a bunch of poems, and then go to a beat.
Right.
So I like to have a beat there.
You like to write to the music.
Write to the music, and then go right in, because the engineers sometimes give some good input on the style of what you hear and what they're trying to put down on the record.
So you write your own music?
I write my music.
Yeah, you write your own music. That's a big thing, very important these days.
Yeah.
So you write songs. Have you ever written songs for somebody else besides you?
I've written a couple songs, for other folks, hooks and whatnot. Full
the beauty
songs.
of being a songwriter is that if it doesn't work out for you as an artist, you can always write and sell songs.
Exactly.
Not that it's not going to work out for you. I don't mean that, but it's making a way to make money in a business that is very competitive and very hard.
Absolutely.
Are we missing a John B? Do we need a John B in the game? We haven't had a John B.
We haven't had a John B. We need a John B. John B, another GOAT. You know, I love his music as well. You don't.
Are you familiar with one fella called Spooky Black?
Spooky Black.
To the world looking for the next John B., I offer Spooky Black. I believe Spooky has
Black.
retired. I haven't seen anything from Spooky in a minute, but he had a wave for a hot second.
Yeah, he did.
That's a joke. But is it that white artists go straight to pop music now and don't even waste time stopping in R&B?
I feel
that sounds bad. But
it sounds bad, but it's
was
like
Justin Bieber ever R&B?
Bieber wasn't R&B.
He went straight to pop.
He went
right?
straight to pop, even though he had the mentor of Usher.
Yeah.
And behind him heavy, it was
if you can go pop, is the goal to go pop. That's the big playground, right? That's the Super Bowl. That's the big deal.
That's the deal. If you can do pop, you're gonna do pop.
And God bless a lot of artists. You don't have to be necessarily a cute little white guy anymore.
Nah,
to go pop. A lot of people can go pop.
You can
the
have,
world's wide open.
Big hoop earrings, big hoops, earlobes, and nose
a
piercings.
big song is all you really need. What do you think, as an R&B guy? What do you think about the new collaboration between? Watch me not remember the names now. Bruno and the Soul,
Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes,
Anderson .Paak,
Anderson
and Bruno Mars.
Bruno.
I love it.
Two guys that are kind of on the fringe, kind of coming together.
On the fringe, yeah. Anderson .Paak, his style of music,
I like a lot of his records.
A lot of his records I love.
Sometimes sounds like he's screaming and wild shit, but I like a lot of his records. Right.
Yeah.
It's just different though. Like,
it's different. It's real different.
Way
and
different.
you have Bruno, who has a soulful singer. He can sing. He's another singer.
Yeah.
And putting them together.
Well, I'm glad he is one. I'm glad you told me that because I didn't know that. It's nice to know that some still exist.
Yes. Bruno, his live music, you can tell just by going live, him going live. And, you could tell the difference between a singer and a singer when they could just blow. Hey, I don't need this microphone. And just blow it, and then the singer just all up in the music, all up in the mic,
right.
here. Their style of music, not clash, but
that's how I sing,
fused.
way up here in the mic,
right up in there.
So I go high.
Yeah.
I can just breathe that shit. That's all I can do. I'm not a singer. I've always admired singers. I've always wanted to sing. When I was in college, the leader of the choir was a gay black man with a jerry curl. I don't know that he's gay. It's just a hard guess. My gaydar is pretty on point.
Yeah.
One day I went to him to inquire. I would like to learn how to sing. And this shows I'm not classically handsome, because if he was gay and I was classically handsome, he would have taught me how to sing. He literally looked me in the face like, "What are you talking about? Get out!" I don't know. He acted like I spoke some different language. He acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. So I left, and never to be a singer. I've always admired singers. The ability to get up and really sing in front of a group of people is awe-inspiring. Yeah, I think it's incredible, and I think most people regard it as such. So if you have that ability, I'm very honored to know you and deal with you, because that is something that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And like we were talking about with Miss 360, music gives a lot of us a lot of joy. It does. And if you can create that joy simply out of your mouth by singing a good song, then that's a wonderful thing. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. It's the feeling that you get just hearing someone with a great voice is like, it is awe-inspiring. And then if in front of a group of people, it's like, whoa, did he really just do that? Even a singer singing "Happy Birthday" will get a person out their feet to be like, yes, my birthday was the best birthday ever because this person sang to me.
There's a science to certain chords and notes feeling joyful, and certain chords and notes bringing sadness. And anybody that's watched a movie that's been scored correctly, you really know the music adds to a mood. It can damn near break your heart sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So, just to be able to create that is a wonderful thing. And as a rapper, I've always, it's like nowadays singers want to rap, rappers want to sing, and everybody wants to play basketball and vice versa and all that. So we all want to do what the other man's doing. Well, you said your father was in a band, and you really looked up to 90s R&B, which I would think would be his experience or his influence on you. Who do you like in today's R&B world?
Today's
help an
R&B,
old player out.
today's R&B.
I play R&B parties, and sometimes I get lost.
I mean, I still like Chris Brown. Some of his music is still up there. You know, he's still able to give a good R&B song. You know, without the bitches and the hoes and all that.
Yeah.
You know, he's still able to give that feeling on that. I'm still I can say an old cat. I still listen to Tyrese.
Okay.
Music Soul Child.
God bless you. I'm sure that would make Tyrese very happy.
You know, Music Soul Child.
What do you want from me?
What do you
For
want
J
from
CLASSIK
me?
to listen to your record. It's
I got you,
happening.
Ty. I got
Don't
you,
worry about
Reese.
it, Ty.
I got you.
Don't worry about it,
Reese.
Black Ty or whatever the rapper name was. I think Tyrese and Garth Brooks ought to do a record together because
it would be some
they
good.
both tried to have ulterior personalities, so they can do a record together and it could be a foursome. You know what I mean?
It'd be something right there.
Well, it sounds like you're on point with what I'm listening to. Like, what about her? Do you like her?
Her, she's
Some of the newer artists.
She has a beautiful voice. I like just her style of writing is incredible. When she came out, she blew up with the EP. It was a couple of 5 tracks, and they were all dope.
Yep.
They were all dope. And
I got turned on to her from Joe Budden. Is the only way I'm not washed.
Yeah, and it just bringing, you know, hearing her music is like, wow. It's like, it was inspiring. It's inspiring. You know, she came from you know, just like us out here trying to grind, and she made an EP that everybody enjoyed. Just love that, and you know, her style of music, her voice just makes it even more. It gives like it's like a mix of Toni Braxton and I would say even Brandy mixed in there, because her voice is is stylish, real stylish.
You still go under the name Briefcase Music?
Yes, I still go under.
So
Briefcase.
you are still Briefcase
I'm
Music.
still Briefcase. We are linked with LMG.
Okay.
To where
I see you've been working with. Dare I say Tommy? No, I'm kidding. Mr. Network. I see you've been.
Mr. Network.
I see you've been working hard with Mr. Network, and so LMG is family. I got a lot of love for what he was doing before Wings and Wings, all of that together.
Yeah.
I got a lot of love for what he does for the community. Mr. Network is a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
And am I right in saying that we are hosting the 7th annual
You are
White and Gold AZMT anniversary party?
Yes, we are.
And we'll be live there. It's Saturday morning, but it's going to be a live event. I've already ordered my outfit. I'm gonna post it, so if you copy my outfit, then you copy, because I'm gonna get mine early. And that's gonna be a big event. It always is with AZMT. That's the 29th. Me and you will be hosting that event together.
We are your hosts,
and I appreciate you hosting it with me. I think we'll be a great team, and that'll give me time to do some extracurricular activities and run around and do some things in between hosting.
Oh, absolutely.
You at one point, when you promote yourself as J CLASSIK.
Yes.
Or okay, so Briefcase Music is like the team or the
it's the
movement behind the artist.
Right.
Okay. At one point, our icon, my Respect the Underground affiliate, Muzzy, was he not Briefcase Music as well?
At one point, yes, he was.
You guys worked together at one point.
Yes, we did.
And you now no longer do that.
Yes, we have part ways.
You parted ways.
We part ways.
Is it all love? Just different, two ships going in different directions, that kind of thing?
I respect the man, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, he had a different vision of what we was trying to do, and you know, it was all love. You know, much respect to him and his music, whatnot.
I played his record lately as well. I like to play Arizona artists. Okay, so it's all love. It's no problems. It's just
no
decided to do different things.
Right.
Okay, it's easy. I just thought we'd address it since people were aware that y'all, even me hardly paying attention as I do, I was aware y'all were a team.
Right.
What do you have as far as next goals?
Next goals, I'm looking to complete my EP, my personal EP, and then start working on the album here.
Okay.
Knock out some features or whatnot that's going down. Just trying to make the name J CLASSIK a household name for everybody.
Cool.
You know?
I think J CLASSIK is a good name for the type of music you're putting out. Where do you record at?
I've recently recorded. It was here, but also recently recorded at Mr. Fonzarelli project.
Okay.
Numenaires.
Fonz is a good guy, friend of the show.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He actually mixed and mastered and recorded that record for me that you got.
Okay. All right. Well, all that is good times. I'm gonna fiddle around here and find said record. Is there anything that we haven't spoke about you would like to touch on?
Yeah, man.
Tell me something.
There's a lot of things going on. One thing that's going on that we got, something majorly is Music Make Fashion. We have coming out in Arizona.
Okay.
There's a couple of affiliates that's going down, and it's this whole fashion week of music and fashion show. Right, coming to Arizona back in June 4th and 5th.
June 4th and 5th.
June 4th and 5th.
A fashion show.
It's a 2-day event.
2-day event.
It's going to be mini car show, music concert, fashion show. All for all ages, and it's gonna crack.
What part of town? Where is this at?
This is gonna be out in Glendale. It's gonna be the first time.
Everything happens in Glendale.
Everything happens in
Glendale.
Yeah. It's been a spot. They have good people, good artists, good people, good vibes. It's gonna be at Stratus. The first night is gonna be at Stratus nightclub, and then also there's gonna be a Desert Rose out in Glendale. So it's going to be a big event for a lot of upcoming artists, upcoming entrepreneurs, fashion models, people who do clothing, things like that.
Another whole lane for all of y'all out there. I know Miss Opportunity is kind of in touch with this world, so I'll reach out to her. But for everybody in touch with the modeling, with the creating clothes, with the retailing of clothes, with the branding of clothes, and everything that goes along with fashion, I'm sure makeup, accessories, watches, bangles, earrings, all these things become involved when you activate this section. So anybody out there listening, please get involved with this thing that's gonna go on.
Yeah, if you want more information on it, go ahead and check out musicmakefashion.com.
Okay.
You get all your information there. You can also register if you are a model, if you are an entrepreneur, clothing designer, things like that. You better go ahead and register and get with it.
Okay, it sounds good. While we get out of here, we're gonna listen to All Night from J CLASSIK. I thank you so much for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
There's much love to you, swear.
Hey, I like talking. I can talk a lot, and I can talk to you a lot. We got a lot more to talk about. We're gonna dig up some beef with you and Muzzy, but other than that, we're gonna keep it moving right here with All Night. On
Respect the underground
and
radio icon.
One Love. Let's go. Coming up.
Yeah.
We got BBE. Coming up, hold tight.
Tonight's not gonna be like any other night, like you ever had before. It will not be real special, it will not be romantic. What it will be is me and you getting down, oh yeah. Tonight's gonna be one of those occasions when wishing this can happen daily. So you